So Joe Biden has cemented his front-runner status in the Democratic race for the U.S. presidency. He's projected to win the big prize of the night, Michigan, on a day of 6 primaries billed as Super Tuesday 2. The former vice president is also expected to win in Mississippi and Missouri, with 3 more states now being counted. It's a boost to Joe Biden's already dominant lead over Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders.
I want to speak to you from Philadelphia, where we announced our campaign at the front end, where we did our final announcement. To all those who have been knocked down, to all those who have been counted out, left behind, this is your campaign. Just over a week ago, many of the pundits declared that this candidacy was dead. Now we're very much alive.
All right, let's speak to Gabriel Elizondo, who's in Detroit, Michigan, for us. Detroit, of course, was the big prize tonight in this latest Democratic primary and some crucial victories for Joe Biden. How was he able to do it?
Yeah, he was able to do it with a very impressive coalition, quite frankly. Black voters here in the state of Michigan came out in overwhelming support for Joe Biden. That was very clear. He also, based on exit polls, seemed to win a lot of working class white voters in Michigan as well, which was critical. You add all of that up, and that's what you saw with this pretty dominant win by Joe Biden here in the state of Michigan. You know, you just heard him say our campaign is still very much alive. I think he was understating it there very much. It's more than alive. He is, without a doubt now, the clear and undisputed frontrunner in this Democratic primary, without a doubt.
And we heard him in that speech in Philadelphia just a short while ago, reaching out to Bernie Sanders supporters, telling them, you know, we have a common goal, and that is to defeat Donald Trump in November. Will that message be heard by Bernie Sanders supporters? I mean, what is he likely to do after what's been really not a great night for him?
Yeah, it's been a terrible night for Bernie Sanders. This, where we're at right now, was supposed to be a Bernie Sanders victory party. It clearly turned into nothing like that. A lot of dejected people here that were his supporters and volunteers. This was supposed to be the night that Bernie Sanders revived his campaign and regained momentum. Neither happened. Of course, speaking to some of his Bernie Sanders supporters here, they weren't in much of a mood at this juncture to talk about supporting Joe Biden. Some of them say that they still want to continue on. They're waiting to hear from Bernie Sanders to see what's happening in the future, what he's going to do. Bottom line, though, I think it's going to be hard, at least initially, for Joe Biden to win over a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters. But listen, it's still very raw at this point. The results are still coming in. But bottom line, this was an absolutely terrible night for Bernie Sanders.
All right, Gabe, thank you very much for that. Gabriel Elizondo live for us there in Detroit.